Greetings summoners. So today in this video that is going to be a layer 1 video, meaning what I state here I assume to be standard competitive theory. These are things that are established and basically every pro player knows or should know uh, the things that I'm going to present in this video, okay? So we are talking about early game advantages, creating early game advantages, and I will talk mostly about top lane and bot lane wave states and how you can coordinate wave states with jungle pathing in a way that you can make either the jungler to be in danger or lose resources, or the laner to lose resources. So let's go. Agora vamos ver aqui um teste que a gente começa a frisar a partir da segunda wave. Wait, I don't want the first wave crash. I'm going to remove the audio as well. Okay, so here is a very common strategy, is freezing the first wave. You tank the minions, you can auto one ranged, so the minions instantly aggro you. You see that second minion, for example. The moment I deal damage, the minion looks to me. I forgot to aggro the last one, so my bad there. But you guys see the point. It's freezing, it's going to work. The wave is pushing into my direction. Why do I want the wave to push into my direction? Usually, if you want to first, of course, for the enemy to lose the first minion. So, they have leashed, I didn't have leashed. What this means? My jungler is coming bot, enemy jungler is going top. So if I continue to freeze, you will see around here, scuttle time. Oh, enemy has pressure at scuttle time. Why does that matter? Enemy jungle is probably top side if he's not skipping camps. And if he's going for this scuttle, he's losing tempo. He's going to do like 5 camps and go scuttle. So either way, and in that case, my jungler can like finish his full clear, recall, and go for topside scuttle, right? If I am not in risk of being dove. But if I can do this, I'm in a winning matchup, probably, in bot lane. So, the reason you do this, we would imagine enemy jungle in topside right now, right? He's doing scuttle, maybe he has to go Krugs, and his Grump is respawning at 4 minutes into the game. So 4 minutes and 10 to 20 seconds, as we saw in the previous video. And now, and suddenly, at the recall timer of the enemy jungler, or a little before the recall timer, so your jungle can be bot lane right now. My jungle can be bot lane right now. Because he did top to bottom since I didn't leash. Or whatever, but he should be bot lane doing top to bottom. And the enemy is losing all the CS. They are losing all the CS, right? They are losing all this gold, all this experience. If we see 405, most junglers are still in base in 405, so they are losing CS and experience in this wave as well. If they try to farm, my jungler could gank. From now on I can start pushing. I even flashed, I was doing something. But from now on I can start pushing slowly, because my jungler probably will be already recalling or has already recalled at this point, and he is in top lane. But enemy jungler should be in bot lane in this exact moment. But what do? I slow push into enemy direction, and now the wave, I'm not advanced, I'm not too much advanced. The enemy jungler is in wolf timing right now. And now when the wave is crashing, he is in raptor's timing. So if he wants to punish me for crashing this wave at 5 minutes, he will lose his raptors to my jungler. And that's it. Like I think I could have crashed better. One thing I have to say for you guys is that I am alone in this custom game. This means every level that I get, my minions deal more damage than the enemy minions. Minions have a passive that for each level you are ahead than the enemy players, your minions do, I think, 5% more damage and take 5% less. If I'm not incorrect, maybe it's 3, maybe it's not exactly what I said. So this is why like I can't control exactly what I wanted. I wanted to crash the next one, right? Because here, yes, he will lose raptors, but if he can kill me or secure the freeze is good. I would, like I don't want to be in this position because I have to push, my minions are already under the turret, etc. So okay, first wave freeze, the weak side jungler, like first wave freeze against a weak side uh, is can be very powerful. He will lose either jungle tempo or lose gold and XP in the lane that is being froze. So here I'm going to do what happens in most lanes. Most bot lanes do this and they don't know how to... No, not in most lanes, sorry. This I try to make a first wave crash. I'm even tanking here just to assure the wave crashes. Okay, no, this is a second wave crash. This I wanted to do a first wave, then I did a second wave crash. So this is what most lanes do. Most lanes, right, you get a little bit of advantage in the first wave, then you get the level 2, then you see, oh, I can't do anything. Enemy bot lane goes under turret, my level 2 is useless. What this crash is for? This crash is mostly for warding enemy jungle in this tempo here, because you don't have gold. Here I failed because I don't have items. Here you can ward enemy jungle, you can invade enemy jungle, because for example, Lee Sin, if he did red, raptors, Krugs, he's in Krugs right now. He's doing Krugs at this exact moment. Or maybe going into Krugs, I don't know. But he, like at 3 minutes into the game, no, yeah, he will be doing Krugs right now. So Grump, sorry, I messed up. So this is a invade pathing, and I will show why you can't freeze here. So I'm going to start freezing in the second wave. Right, we froze the first, we did not froze the second, I will show in the next video. Now I'm going to try to freeze the second wave. But the problem is, the moment they are, you can see that red side are safe here, right? They are not going to be killed. The moment they are in danger, that is like, oh, it should probably be around here, sorry, because my minions are stronger than theirs, so it should be around here. The wave should be a little bit more advanced. So this is the moment they should be start getting into danger. An enemy jungler could already have recalled and he can go to any lane. If he has this, he can like supposedly try to stack and dive, like just to fast push and dive, or he can use this crash to invade my bot side jungle, he can take my Krugs, I don't know. But here we can see, and it's just too late, right? We can't, like, crashing the second and freezing is not a reliable way to make enemy to lose resources. If you crash the second, probably you want to push or thin the wave, because freezing makes little difference. Unless you want to perma-freeze. If you want to perma-freeze, it's fine. But perma-freezing is something that is almost impossible with basically every champion. So here is what I wanted. I think, yes. So I'm going to crash the first wave. I'm like reducing my cooldowns because I took too long. But if you have a support with like that support item that deals damage to minions, it is not even perfect, right? I wanted my 3 minions to die. Like I should have crashed it earlier, but the point will be made. So I crashed wave number 2 and they're stacking minions. And since I'm stacking from the second wave, remember that 4 minutes and 20 seconds timer. So here, for example, if I am the enemy strong side, the enemy jungler is in bot lane, no worries, because some worries, but because he can dive me, but if this is not the case, no worries. And we can see that again, the freezing state, if the enemy is weak side bot lane, I'm strong side bot lane, because if you pushed first wave, right, this means you had no opposition pushing the wave. The enemy were leashing. And this is one of the reasons we don't leash. And what we see is that at the mark of 3 minutes and 30 seconds in this game, the wave is already in a very good state for me, because I crashed the first wave. And then the minions were in, the blue minions were in horizontal position. This means they are going to push faster. They are closer to their base, their minions will come first. And they are losing this wave supposedly if they are weak side, because my jungler is in bot. Maybe they can like... You have to think about a lot of things, right? This is thinking about jungle tempo. But enemy bot lane could be like trying to steal Scuttle, they could be trying to do something else. But if you think only jungle tempo in a natural order, right? Camp, 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 camp. Scuttle. Supposing like we have mid lane pressure that secures Scuttle or something that secures Scuttle because the jungler is like a Lee Sin, he does in 1 second and jumps over the wall. The enemy bot lane is a Sona, I don't know. So they are already losing gold, losing CS, losing gold, losing CS. From this moment here, forward, 3 minutes and 30. Wave number 4. Sorry, wave number 5. And they will lose CS in this wave. Just as the first wave freeze, they will lose CS in this wave as well. The enemy jungler supposedly can help them from this timer. Now, so now the enemy jungle comes, he crashes the wave with the enemy bot lane and they go base. Okay, they have a free base, but they lost like 100, maybe 200 gold and some experience if my jungler is there zoning them out. And this is it. This is the second wave crash. It works just fine. So third wave freeze. Sorry, it's not the third wave freeze. This is the second wave freeze. So the second wave freeze and the third wave freeze no, the third wave freeze here. The second and the first wave freeze are just like they are equal in power in what you can do. And both you need to start in the lane alone while the enemy is leashing, or have a super high dominant bot lane. Here, let's see what I'm going to do. Fourth wave crash. Okay, so now I'm going to show this. Where is the third wave crash? We need a third wave crash. Is this one that I just renamed? Yes. Sorry, I'm crazy. So third wave crash is very simple. You slow push the first wave, you deal like damage to 1 minion. We see here I have 2 melees, they have 1. This is fine, like they are very low. And you can't push more. A mistake every new player does, player that is starting to learn wave control, is that they push too much. You only hit the minions if the enemy hit the minion. Enemy Zaya uses a spell, you use a spell. Enemy Lucian does an auto attack, you do auto attack. Because if you do like 3 auto attacks in a row without the enemy doing anything, or 1 Caitlyn kill for example, without the enemy doing anything, the wave will crash now. You can see them, I'm less hitting. I did like 3 auto attacks that were not less hits, and the wave is already in a kinda bad position, right? We usually don't want the wave to be in this state, because for me to hit the ranged minions, I almost get into turret aggro. So this position is still fine for ranged champions, but my melee support, for example, if he wanted to help me pushing the wave, I have a Alistar here, he cannot go into the cannon. So this is not optimal, I wanted to push less than this. Okay, so really slow push, the first 2 ones, now you push fast the third one, and here you have some options. You can use this crash to dive, so 2 minutes and 54 seconds. This is the timing that junglers can do like 3 camps and invade, 3 camps and dive. So if you have a jungler that did blue, grump, red, he can be here. But if he did blue, grump, wolf, red, maybe he can be here, but he will not be here right now. Like he'll be in like 5, 10, 15 seconds. That is the time he was doing red buff. So if you want to coordinate a dive in the third wave, 3 camps for most junglers. Some junglers can do 4 camps naturally, but this is not for everyone. This has to be a fast clearing jungle. Another thing that you can do is a cheater recall. Here my cheater recall kind of fails because my minions are stronger, I suppose, and also the enemy is not hitting, so these are too many minions and they are killing enemy minions here on their turret, and I lose like a lot of gold. But something that is very interesting, here if you do a cheater recall, I cannot show this without a enemy, but I crash the third, then the enemy stack 1, 2, and in the cannon wave they should be fast pushing to crash, right? This is what usually happens. Like the wave should not be here, the wave should be more advanced. And then they crash this wave here, right here in my turret at 4:15 or something like that. Then I start slow pushing for 1, 2, 3, and I have a big wave that I crash into enemy turret. And this big wave that I crash into enemy turret is at Drake timer. So I can get a free Drake with that big wave, and this serves to top lane. Top lane can 3 wave, cheater recall, enemy top lane 3 wave, recall, you 3 wave, Drake pressure, you can roam to mid lane, your mid laner helps Drake, or you go directly to Drake and go back top with teleport, like Drake, recall, teleport top, and you will lose basically nothing. You lose like maybe 1 wave. For Drake this is worth it in most cases. But I was not able to do, so yeah. Because I don't have a enemy here. So now the most powerful one. Okay, we can crash 3 waves and dives. And dive will be level 3 against level 2. Very good dive, jungle coordination. But the problem of the third wave dive is that your jungle will lose some gold in the jungle, right? He did 3 camps instead of 4 or 5 or 6 that he wanted. And what else? Yeah, and just that, right? You are using mana, etc. at 3 minutes. So here I'm going to show the most powerful dive, the dive in the wave number 4. The problem of this dive is that you are level 3 against level 3, but the good part of this dive is that your jungle is just like, if he would need to be in scuttle at 3:15, he needs to be under turret, under enemy turret around 3:15, 3:16 sometimes. So here, what do we want to do to crash the 4th wave? You let the enemy push a little bit, play the first wave even, okay, you play even, you see? I froze here because since I last hit, the minions tend to push, so like I froze the first. You see, you can almost always do this. You froze, then I do a little bit of damage, I suppose, I hope. I'm going to do damage, right? Let's see what I do. I just want my 3 ranged minions to survive. So I'm doing very generous last hits here. In a way, yeah, okay, 1 hit. I just want my ranged minions to survive. They died, and now I want to start stacking. So I kill enemy ranged. I stack look, my first wave already died. This is normal. Like in a bot game, I can make my first wave to be alive, but in a real game, I can't. I'm stacking the second, you see, the third. I play very slowly, so the wave doesn't crash. I'm afraid the wave will crash, but the wave is not. And of course, you need dominance, right? Almost every single one of these things I said here in this video, you need lane dominance. You need a stronger level 1, a stronger level 2, a stronger level 3. You need no leash when the enemy leashed. You need ranged against melee in top lane, for example. You need something, some edge. Because if you need to be in control of the wave state and not the enemy, right? Because otherwise you can't freeze, you can't crash, you can't stack, you can't do anything. Imagine if I am here against I don't know what champion would. Maybe a Jhin? A Jhin can just destroy this wave. I cannot do this against a Jhin. If he has a good support and I have a even support. So here I fast push the wave number 4. We see the timer, 3:15, and look at this beauty. So it's most likely that if you are in bot lane, enemy will get level 3 in this wave. Like I think they just have to kill the cannon to get level 3. So the wave will not be like this huge at this moment, right? So here you crash wave number 4, your jungle goes through, he skips scuttle, like he would be in scuttle right now. He's now going under that little thingy there, and he's diving. And now you dive, you get a plate, and you get a wave. Maybe you don't get a plate, right? Maybe this is just in training mode. But you get a plate, your jungle like loses 1 scuttle. If he dies here, it's fine. He did the full clear. For example, I love this dive with a Carfus. Carfus has already finished his 6th camp. He can go straight to bot lane, through lane, fuck it. Flash into enemy turret, tank, die into enemy turret, 2 Dark Harvest stacks if he's using Dark Harvest. And he will be ahead in tempo, ahead in gold, ahead in experience than the enemy jungle. He can die, maybe you have 1 or 2 kills, it doesn't matter. You need to deny this wave. And where is enemy jungle at this time? If they are weak side, it is in top lane. So yeah, this is the strongest play you can make. I could have like selected competitive games, but if you have seen MSI, or if you want, you can just look like T1 games. So one other thing about this thing before I start talking about that. I could supposedly crash here, crash the second, and then slow push the third, and crash number 4, right? Let me see the second wave crash. Third wave freeze. Look. Here I could crash the second wave. Oh wait. This is the third wave freeze. This is not the third wave freeze. I messed up the title of some videos. This third wave crash. What is this? Something else. Second wave freeze is not second wave freeze? Yeah. This is a second wave freeze, yes. But you know, if I crash the second wave, I can crash into the wave is bouncing back. I stop the bounce back dealing damage to wave number 3, and I fast push wave number 4, and I crash wave number 4. I can do that as well. But since I was not stacking, not zoning enemy out of the wave, what happens if you like crash 2, starts pushing 3, slow push 3, and crash 4, is that the cannon minion will be already dead, and some melee minions as well. So if you do that, 4th wave crash, crashing 2nd and 4, the enemy will lose much less gold. He can even go to tier 2 turret, and he loses like 1.5 wave. So it can be a good thing, but again, you need lane dominance and things like that. But if you want to see these things, just put any competitive game. You will see kills popping off at 3 minutes and 3:14. These are wave states that are very common. Those freezing states, though, that I said, freezing the first, crashing the first and freezing the second, to force enemy weak side, to lose experience and gold around 4 minutes, almost doesn't happen for two things. First, it's very hard. If they have one champion that is good into dealing damage into the wave, you can't freeze because they will just crash the wave, and you 2v2, you are not able to freeze. And maybe a ward is enough for them to crash at like before the 4 minutes mark. And the other reasons, freezing is dangerous. Freezing is boring. Freezing is something pro players don't like. It makes you to be behind in tempo to get gold and XP. And in early game, and not only early game, but most times of the game, players always want to be ahead in tempo because it's easier to play. With tempo you can get vision, with vision you can trade, and this kind of stuff. So the freezing parts, players don't do much. But those stackings on the third, those crashes in the second to invade enemy jungle, those crashes in the wave number 4, pro players really like. But the other ones, although they are standard competitive theory, we don't see them too much in competitive. So have a good day, night, evening, and we see you, or I see you in the next video.